Hello everybody, it's Stefan Joubert from the Stefan Joubert Guitar Academy. In today's video, I would love to speak to you about a favorite scale of mine called the Lydian Dominant scale. And that scale is the fourth mode of the Melodic Minor scale. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at E Lydian Dominant. I'll play it for you. And then more importantly than looking at the scale is I'm going to show you how to harmonize, or I'm going to show you some harmonizations of various E dominant 7th type chords with the melody on string 1 on the guitar. The material is provided in the description below, so you can just download the PDF if you want to follow along, because some of these things could be complicated to just see on a screen without having the material. But if you have the material at hand, you've got your guitar, you can always pause the video and try some of these things out. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Lydian Dominant mode and look at it and then use it as a basis to basically harmonize that the chords from. And the reason for that is we can harmonize every single scale degree. You see, when you deal with scales, sometimes you have something called an avoid note, such as, if it's a major scale, the 4th note. You can't harmonize that 4th note because if you're busy with a major 7th, because that will clash with the major 3rd. So in some scales you have avoid notes and you've got to avoid them. But in this particular scale, every single note sounds great. Every single note can be harmonized. So let's take a look at the scale itself. I'm going to play the scale for you in position 4, where the root notes lie on strings 3 and 5. String group 3 and 5 is always position 4. So the scale goes like this. You've got a root note. I'm playing the open E so you can hear it. You've got a root note. You've got a 2nd or a 9th. You've got a 3rd. You've got a 4th, a sharp 4th or a sharp 11th. You've got a 5th. You've got a major 6th or a 13th. And you've got a flat 7th going back to the root. Typically the chord would go with it would be like a E dominant 9th. And that chord, you can use a beautiful tone. You see how everything in that scale just works. And usually that would be resolved to an E flat major 7th. Usually it's used in a 2-5-1 context where you would have an F minor 7th. In this case I'm playing an F minor 11th. Going to a B flat 13th, resolving to an E flat major 7th. Now, when I will do it a second time around, I will, instead of going to the B flat 13th, I will go to the E dominant 9th sharp 11th. So you've got an F minus 11th, going to the E dominant 9th sharp 11th. This is known as the tritone substitution, resolving to the E flat major. That was just an extra bit. This is not the main purpose of the video to study 2-5-1s. That can be done in another video at another time. Let's take a look at the Lydian Dominant now on one string. So we have, and I'll play it in octaves, we have a root note. We have a 2nd, we have a 3rd, we've got a sharpened 4th, we've got a 5th, we've got a 6th, we've got a flat 7th, and we've got a root note. So that's the scale. The Mixolydian mode, which is usually used with the dominants, has the same qualities except it's got a standard 4th. Here you've got that raised 4th. You see that when I play that dominant 9th sharp 11th, something's like, wow, what is that sound? And you can hear it's really very beautiful sound. Embedded within that sound is the augmented voicing, of course. So what it is, your standard Mixolydian that goes over a dominant 7th chord is more vanilla, where the Lydian Dominant has got that twang or that extra sharp 4 augmented sound, which is quite a bright sound. Now to get to the main part of what I'm trying to show you in this lesson, and this is again where you need to download that PDF because you need to be able to read it and try it on the guitar, otherwise it's not going to make that much sense. I'm going to harmonize an E dominant 7th chord that we have a root note here. We have a major 2nd, we've got a major 3rd, we've got a sharp 4, we've got a fifth, we've got a sixth, we've got a flat seventh and a root. So the first chord I'm going to play is an E dominant 13th with a root on the top. Then I play an E 13th with a ninth or a second on the top. Then I play an E 13th with a third on the top. Beautiful 3-note scale. Chord, sorry. Then I'm going to play the sharp 11th with the dominant ninth that we spoke about. Then I'm going to play the dominant ninth itself with a fifth on the top. Then I'm going to play dominant 13th on the top. Then I'm going to play a dominant seventh with a dominant ninth with a flat 7 at the highest voice. Then I'm going to play a dominant ninth with the root on the top. So altogether I've got basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 voicings, harmonizing the entire scale. It's important that you know these voicings, because let's say you're playing something and someone's playing a standard sort of shuffle progression. Then you can overlay those chords while one guitarist is just playing. So while that goes, someone else is going. So basically these voicings can be used in a blues context if you're at a blues jam or you're doing even a jazz blues. So it's great to basically take the Lydian Dominant mode, which again has got a root, a second, a major third, sharpened fourth, fifth, sixth, minor seventh and root, and then harmonize that. 13th chord, dominant 13th with the root on the top, 9th on the top, 3rd on the top, sharp 11 on the top, and of course there's many ways to skin that cat. You know, you can, there's not just one voicing for that. And then you've got the 9th there, with the 5th on the top, 13th on the top, flat 7th on the top, root on the top. And all these voicings basically, you know, you can use them in the jazz and the blues context, and they're just fantastic, you know, whenever you play something. You know, you can kind of use them and just, you know, incorporate them into your blues playing. Go to the 4 chord, for example. That sound there that I went for, that was the dominant, that's the Lydian Dominant again. I did that on the 4th chord. It's got a hard sound, but a nice sound as well. So yes, that's something I would like you to just try and to experiment with. So one more time I'll play the scale just for you to get it. I like to repeat things because when I repeat things, it goes in. And the whole purpose of this channel is to help you get better at playing the guitar. So it's not just a channel, and a lot of guitarists do use the channels to show off and to play, and there's nothing wrong with that, and they show all sorts of styles. But yeah, I would like people to get the material and to internalize it and to be able to use it in their own playing. So the main purpose of the channel is to help you get better at playing. That's the whole goal. So let's just take a look at the scale again so it can internalize. You've got a root note, and I'm playing it in string group 3, 5. You have a root note, a second, a major third, a sharp 4th, a 5th, a 6th, a minor 7th, and a root. Then we can go to the second, major 3rd, sharp 4th, 5th. There's our 6th, a flat 7th, and our root. 2nd, major 3rd, sharp 4th, 5th, 6th, flat 7th, and finally our root at the top. It's quite good to actually play things as far as they can go on the guitar, because then you can get a better hang of the whole thing. So I hope you can find some use for these beautiful chords. You know, even like this chord, I mean, what a beauty, this chord, you know. I'm playing fourth fret, third fret, and the sixth fret. What a beautiful voicing, having harmonizing the major third on top there. So yes, try and experiment with these chords. Try it out, see what it's like. Leave a comment, let me know, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. As usual, please do subscribe. Please smash the like button and do share the videos. And thank you again for watching. I'll speak to you again in the next video. Goodbye.